The white lines of the highway had hypnotized me into a trance. It was 2 a.m., and the 300-mile drive home from a family emergency was taking its toll. The landscape was a featureless void outside my headlights, the kind of deep country darkness that swallows sound. My eyelids felt like they were lined with sand, and the coffee I'd chugged an hour ago was doing nothing. My car's radio was my only companion, playing a low, generic classic rock station. To break the monotony, I took the exit for the old county highway. It was a shortcut, technically, a winding two-lane road that cut through 20 miles of dense forest. Locals avoided it at night, citing poor lighting and sharp turns, but I figured it would at least keep me more alert than the straight, boring interstate. The trees immediately closed in, their branches forming a gnarled canopy that blotted out the moon. The air grew colder. 10 minutes in, my headlights caught something on the shoulder ahead. At first I thought it was a deer, but it was too tall, too thin. As I got closer, I saw it was a person, standing perfectly still with their back to me. They were wearing what looked like a long, tattered coat, even though it was a warm night. A chill that had nothing to do with the temperature crawled up my spine. Who would be out here, in the middle of nowhere, at this hour? I slowed down, my hand hovering over the lock button, already pressed. As my car drew alongside, my curiosity got the better of me. I glanced over. The person turned their head and my heart seized in my chest. It had no face. Where a nose, mouth, and eyes should have been, there was only a smooth, pale expanse of skin, like a mannequin's head left out to warp in the sun. It was seamless, featureless, and utterly impossible. I slammed my foot on the accelerator. The tires squealed on the asphalt as the car lurched forward. I didn't look back, didn't dare. I just drove, my knuckles white on the steering wheel, my breath coming in ragged gasps. The radio suddenly dissolved into a blizzard of static, punctuated by a rhythmic, wet clicking sound. Click. Gurgle. Click. I fumbled to turn it off, my hands shaking so badly I could barely hit the button. Silence rushed in, but it was worse. It was a heavy, expectant silence. The clicking didn't stop. It was closer now. It was coming from right behind me. I risked a glance in the rearview mirror. My blood ran cold. The figure was on the road, but it wasn't running. It was loping, its body bent at an unnatural angle, keeping pace with my car at 60 miles an hour. Its long limbs, covered in the same tattered fabric, moved with a jerky, insect-like gait. As it moved, its featureless head remained locked onto my car, a pale moon in the darkness of my back window. I pushed the car faster, the engine screaming in protest as I took a turn too sharply. A loud metallic thump echoed from the roof, as if someone had dropped a bowling ball on it. I screamed, a raw, terrified sound. It was on my car. Slow, deliberate scraping sounds started, the noise of fingernails dragging across metal. Scrap! Scrap! It was moving, crawling over the roof toward the front. I was sobbing now, my vision blurred with tears. The world had shrunk to this terrifying, claustrophobic bubble of light in a universe of hostile darkness. A long gray hand, thin as a branch and ending in dirty broken nails, slid down over the windshield. It had too many joints, bending in places a hand should not bend. It clawed at the glass, leaving faint scratches before retracting. Then it appeared at my driver's side window, the blank, smooth face pressed against the glass. Even without eyes, I felt it looking at me, a gaze that seemed to penetrate the glass and dig straight into my soul. A low gurgling sound vibrated through the window. It was the same sound from the radio. The thing opened a mouth it didn't have a second ago, a vertical, lipless slit that tore open in the center of its face, revealing rows of small, needle-like teeth. A faint glow appeared in the distance, a light, a sign for a 24-hour gas station. Hope, fierce and desperate, flared in my chest. I stomped on the gas, ignoring the redlining engine. The creature shrieked, a sound of static and grinding metal, and began hammering its fist against my window. Cracks spider-webbed across the glass. I swerved violently into the gas station's brightly lit forecourt, slamming on the brakes. The car skidded to a halt inches from a pump. For a moment, I just sat there, hyperventilating, staring at the cheerful, fluorescent lights. The scraping had stopped. The gurgling was gone. I slowly, fearfully looked to my left. There was nothing there. The station door opened, and a tired-looking old man in a greasy jumpsuit stepped out. He ambled over, a wrench in his hand, and peered at me, then at my car. "You all right, son?" he asked, his voice gravelly. I couldn't speak, could only point a trembling finger at the deep gouges in the roof and the spiderweb driver's side window. The old man's face didn't show surprise. It showed a deep, weary resignation. He sighed, looking back down the dark highway I had just come from. "Took the county road, didn't you?" he said, not as a question, but as a statement. "Folks don't know. That road's got a toll. It sees a single driver in the dark, it gets lonely, just wants to see who's passing through." He tapped my cracked window with the wrench. "Looks like it really wanted to see you."